Hey folks, it's Frith Guy here, how you doing? Welcome back to Estancia Lapacho here in Paraguay in South America. We have just finished filling this one right here. And he's leaving, we didn't actually notice this, he's leaving quite a big chunk of field up at this end each time. So, I mean, I guess we kind of should have expected that because of the amount of turning circle it's requiring down the other end. So, yeah, there is this huge turning circle thing that we got to deal with. I'm just going to unhitch that one there. I'm going to keep this dolly on for a minute so we can use that for the next one. But what I said I did want to do is actually swap back over to the John Deere header. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to change the headers over. I'm going to bring this one over to here. I'm just going to drop this one here. And then we're going to swap over. But before I do that, my weekly question. Now, as many of you know, we are going to be getting the Stara Estrela. Stara have decided to sponsor us by, well, they're already our sponsors are Horsch, Stara, and Agco. Stara are giving us a 14.4 monster of a seed drill, but it does require some extra pulling power. So Agco have stepped in and said that they will provide the tractor to pull said monster. And the tractors that they have decided to offer us are some rather special ones. We have a Challenger MT700 that is done out in a Field Viper livery. It's a very it's a special edition tractor that nobody else will have, or very few other people will have. So we got that one on offer right there, the Challenger Field Viper. We've also got the Challenger MT800, which is the Field Python. Now, the standard is 384 and 492. However, we will be upgrading the engines. That will go up to a 646 horsepower on that one. This one here, fully upgraded, is 438 horsepower, so they can both pull it. And then this modded one over here, you've got some different designs. You've got Stealth Edition. What is Stealth Edition? Actually, no, that is... I have no idea what Stealth Edition is on this. This is with the Horsch thing. I kind of want to find out about that. You've got front weight and you've got no weights on there as well. You've got some options. And then it's the standard engine options on there as well. But Stealth Edition. I have no idea what that is. We will find out what Stealth Edition is at some point soon. I will try to find out that one. But anyway, it's not an option. It doesn't really matter. The Field Python or the Field Viper. And they've also pulled some strings and they have enabled us... They will let us use the Big Bud 450. We can get one of these on the farm, which would be absolutely awesome. So yeah, we can get the Big Bud 450, or we can get the Field Viper, or we can get the Field Python. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Why aren't you unhitching? Yes, you are unhitching, there we go. We'll bring that one back round there, and we're going to go racing off down here, and we're going to get that John Deere header on. And we will see if the John Deere header performs any differently at all. I think it is all down to this forager. It might be down to the whole crop thing. The whole crop thing might be causing it some difficulties. I haven't really done much in the way of whole crop in FS17 at all. But I do remember in FS15 trying to do whole crop. And it used to get really confused at the edges of the fields, where it tried to do grass as well. It genuinely got properly messed up with that. So yes, there is always the possibility that that is what's causing it. You never know. I'm going to bring this one up here, and what we're going to do is we're going to have it positioned at the end of the field in this direction, so that it can move up and down there, and it can clean this headland up a little bit, so that we've got a bit more, yeah, it just looks a bit tidier. That's all. We just want it looking a little bit tidier than it is right now. I said all along I was going to harvest those soybeans. I am seriously considering the speed that we've gotten through this field now that we've sort of gotten this ironed out a bit, I'm seriously considering actually turning all of the beans into silage as well, and just do one huge, great, big silage harvest. So the combine is still going, the combine has still got a little way to go. It's still got a fair bit of corn harvesting to do, so we'll see. I think we'll probably see which one finishes first, and then we'll make the decision from there. That'll be next week anyway that we get to that. I keep cycling through the machine in the wrong direction. I should cycle through the other way. It'd be a lot easier to deal with then. So bring this one back over to here. And like I said, next week I'm going to attempt courseplay with leveling out the silage plant, but I don't know how well that's going to work. It might just be that we need to do that ourselves. I suspect it's going to be a lot easier if we do it ourselves. But we have our nice, shiny, new MAN TGS truck here. Our very own man TGS truck. This is ours. We own this one. And I would like in the comment section, do you want me to color this one just like that one there? Do you want me to put the same livery on this one as I've got on that one and put the yellow rims onto the onto the truck? Is that what you want? Do you want me to do that or no? I'm curious. We'll have to wait and see. Comments down below. I know some of you really didn't like the livery on the truck, and some of you really did like it. I can't remember why we ended up doing it like that, because I thought that we got rid of the new truck and then oh no, I coloured the trailer, and then I put a vote, and it turned out that everybody did want me to colour the pickup the same as the trailer, and so we ended up with the red and the yellow. But I know some people didn't like the idea, and some people did, and so I can't actually remember now properly how we wound up having it anyway. It does, yeah. It's a bit odd, because I do remember people not liking it, and now we've got the truck running around. I genuinely can't remember now. How did we get to the decision that it was a good idea to have it? Because I know that there were quite a few people that didn't like it. I may have to go and research some of my old episodes. I'm completely lost. I genuinely can't remember why we decided to do it in the end. But do you want me to match the truck? Do you want me to get this truck to match the pickup truck? Do you want me to colour the rims on this one yellow? And I think the rims do have the option for yellow. If they do, I could do that. In the comment section, let me know your thoughts on this. Should we try and get some matching vehicles? Everything that's red, try to get yellow rims on it as well. We got this. It'd be like we're working for McDonald's. It really would. This whole red and yellow theme. I don't like McDonald's. I'm not. I'll go out. I will flat out say that. I'm quite happy to admit I'm not a fan of McDonald's. I don't like it. I think the food tastes terrible. It's just sort of this processed rubbish. I really don't like it. I'm not a big fan of burgers and that for takeaways anyway. If I go for a takeaway, I usually have either a Chinese or I do like kebabs. I do love kebabs. I don't tend to go for doner kebab. I tend to go for chicken kebabs. You have chicken and mushroom and stuff like that all piled up together. It's absolutely delicious. Or I tend to go for a pizza. I do really enjoy pizza. I love pizza. I could eat pizza until I look like it. I really could. It is my undoing. Well, it's the undoing of my waistline anyway. It definitely is the undoing of my waist. Yes, I'm certain that my waist is getting bigger by the day, and it is partly to do. We only have takeaway once a week. That's our rule in this house. The rule is takeaway once a week, and only once a week. We cannot have takeaway more than that, because it's extremely unhealthy to have too much takeaway. I didn't realise that. You could get out that way. Ah, that would actually be quite handy. It's nearby as well. It's close and it's convenient. I like the idea. Anyway, let's get back, and we are going to need something to start levelling that out so that we can get the next loads in here. It's going to start getting increasingly difficult to empty these trailers out otherwise. Anyway, the takeaway, yes. I don't know why I'm talking about takeaway. This is a farming program. We were supposed to be talking about farming here, not about what takeaway I have once a week, but I've started now. I've committed, so I may as well finish. We have takeaway once a week. We don't have it more than that. Very, very rarely we will have a traditional English takeaway of fish and chips, but we don't actually have that very often. Very occasionally we have fish and chips. Normally we alternate. One week we have Chinese, and the following week we have... but the kids call it pizza from the postman, because the man brings it to the door. It's the only takeaway in our town that is actually delivered, and it is pizza from the postman. And he will bring you burgers, or he will bring you pizzas, or he'll bring you kebabs. And so the boys will generally have well, they do like pizza, and me, I generally switch between a decent pizza or and no onions. You must never have I don't like onions. I absolutely detest onions. They're disgusting. I can't stand them. No onions, no peppers, and none of that nonsense. I have it's a type of meat feast pizza. Basically, you get lots of smoky meats on it, so smoky bacon and spicy beef, and there's a smoked beef on there as well, I think. I have barbecue sauce with it as well. It is absolutely delicious. The barbecue sauce really does help to make it. And it is the new smoky pizza. That is what it's called, the new smoky. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. And so I will have that one, but I don't have that every time we have that type of takeaway, because otherwise I would get increasingly big. Far bigger than I'm getting at the moment. So yes, occasionally I will have the new smoky, and occasionally I will have a decent chicken kebab, a great big chicken kebab, and that's quite healthy actually. It's just chicken and mushroom and lettuce. I don't have sauce with it. No sauces. You don't spoil the taste of it. It's absolutely delicious on its own. It's the chicken is marinated. Oh, I really fancy some of that now. Takeaway night is Friday night. We're a long way from Friday now. We really are. This is terrible. I've got such a long wait. Why did it do that? It's supposed to hitch on that trailer. There we go. Oh, now it's ready. There we go. Hitch on the trailer. Takeaway night is Friday night, and it's Monday for me at the moment. This is not good. I've got a long wait. It's a long week to go now, and I'm really craving my my tasty chicken kebab. I really want one of those. The pizza would be nice, but no, I want the chicken kebab. Anyway, that is the little story of me and McDonald's. That's where we started. Ugh, I don't want McDonald's. So I occasionally I've gone there and I've had one of the burgers. It's not something I enjoy. I do not find it to be a satisfying meal. I do not find it to be a tasty meal. I do not find it to be anything other than, you know, something that will temporarily hold off hunger pangs. And it doesn't seem to leave you satisfied either. You eat McDonald's for a little bit, and then like 20 minutes later you need more. It's just not enough. It's never enough. So no, I'm not a fan of McDonald's at all. Absolutely not. But the colours that they've chosen to use, the red and the yellow combined, is striking, and I do quite like that. So yes, I'm quite happy to colour my machinery here on the farm McDonald's colours, but I just don't really want to eat their food. Is that okay? Is that acceptable? Actually, yes, we're completely off topic from farming today, so we may as well continue this. Tell me in the comments section, what is your favourite takeaway? What do you like to get? If you're going to have a takeaway, do you go for Chinese? Do you go for Indian food? Do you go for I don't know. There's all sorts. I mean, fish and chips is popular here in the UK. I don't know if fish and chips is a common takeaway meal elsewhere in the world. What do you like to get? Do you like a portion of fish and chips? Do you like a Chinese? What do you get when you get Chinese? If I get Chinese, I tend to go for something like king prawn and mushrooms, then a nice big dish of fried soft noodles and some egg fried rice as well, and just pile it all up. It's absolutely wonderful. My wife likes to go for roast duck with mixed vegetables, and so I'll always steal a little bit of a duck as well, and pile that on top of my huge great big heap of rice and noodles and prawns. It's delicious. It's absolutely wonderful. I really want Chinese now. You probably can't tell, but I'm actually quite hungry. I've skipped lunch today because I was kind of busy and I got a lot to get done, and I was late getting started as well, and I sort of forgot all about lunch, and it's now later in the afternoon, and I can't really go and have lunch now because otherwise I'll spoil my tea and I won't be able to eat anything but tea. So I'm kind of in that no man's land where I could have a snack, but I'd have to stop recording to go and eat said snack. So I will have a snack after I've done this, which will tide me over until tea time. But yes, I've reached the point where if I went shopping, if I went to the supermarket right now, it would just be a very bad idea. Me going to the supermarket right now would be absolutely catastrophic for my wallet. And if for those of you who've never actually gone shopping, for the younger viewers, never go shopping when you are hungry. If you're going to go and do some food shopping, if you're going to the supermarket, make sure you have a good meal first, because then you won't come away with a whole load of rubbish that you don't actually need. You won't go and buy cakes, and you won't go past the bakery and think, oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, I'll have one of those. I could eat that on the way home. I could eat that when I get home. I could eat that on the long journey between the till and the car. This is what you actually do. People do this. You justify buying all this stuff, and then you get home and you realise that you've bought about £350 worth of cakes that you never actually needed. And you probably can't eat. Or you probably shouldn't eat, but you will eat because you can't bear the thought of these wonderful, wonderful cakes and tasty pastries all going bad. And you know they will. If you don't eat them in the next 24 hours, they're going to go bad and you'd have to throw them away. And that would just be heartbreaking. You can't do that because that's wasting food. And you're not that sort of person. You will not waste food. You won't waste food. It will not happen. And so you end up eating all of the pastries and the cakes and the tasty things and the yogurts and the chocolate pudding. You mustn't forget the chocolate pudding. You cannot waste the chocolate pudding. It's a crime. It's a crime against nature to waste chocolate pudding. You cannot do it. And so you buy all of this stuff, and then you have to eat it. And you start to feel sick because you've eaten too much of it. But then you realise that it's going to go to waste, and so you force yourself to eat a bit more. You choke it down, and then you wait a few hours, and then you have another go at it, and you eat another great big pile of pastries and cake and chocolate puddings and so on and so forth. And don't go to the supermarket when you're hungry, okay? It's just take it from me. I have sacrificed myself on the block of learning, on the block of scientific research, all for your benefit. Don't go shopping when you're hungry. Eat a big meal first, then go shopping, and you will go past the pastries and think, oh, I really fancy a pastry now. No, we don't need those. We need to save some money. We won't buy pastries. And then you'll go on past the cakes. Nope, I don't want cakes. Ugh, I couldn't possibly eat a cake now. My waist is telling me no, I can't possibly have another cake, or I'm going to have to do my belt on a bigger notch. And we don't really want to do my belt on a bigger notch, because that's always a depressing moment in life when you have to put your belt on the next notch, because you can't quite breathe in enough to be able to do your belt up on the normal notch. So no, we don't want cakes. We won't have cakes. And then you go past the chocolate puddings and think, oh, that's just going to make me feel queasy. I can't stomach the thought of eating a chocolate pudding, so I'm going to leave the chocolate pudding right where it is, and I'm not going to eat any more of it. And you do this. You go all the way around the shop, and all you come out of the shop with, you come out with the pasta that you needed, and a few loaves of bread, some tins of various products that you wanted, and maybe some your fresh fruits that you're going to need for the next few days. And you get home. You mustn't forget the cereal or the milk. You need those. And you get home and you realise that that's all you've bought. You haven't bought anything else. And after you've gone to the supermarket, you're then feeling a tad peckish, because you've gone to the supermarket and you've built up an appetite by wandering around doing all this shopping and pushing the trolley around and loading it all into bags and lugging it all home and unloading it, putting it in the cupboard. By this time, you've gotten a bit peckish. And so you start looking through the cupboards for the snacks that you've inevitably bought. And then you realise, oh, I went shopping just after a big meal. I bought no snacks. I bought nothing to snack on. So then you do what everybody the world over does. You look through the cupboards for a snack. And you realise that there is nothing there to snack on except some old dry crackers that have been in the cupboard for about a year, and you don't really fancy trying to choke down now. So then you walk away. And then 2.5 minutes later, it's always 2.5. It's never 3, it's never 2. It's always 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes later, you go back to the cupboards and you look through the cupboards again, looking for a snack. You know that you've already looked through the cupboards, and you know that nothing is going to magically appear in the cupboards, but nevertheless, you do go through all of the cupboards and you check for a snack, just in case you may have accidentally missed said snack. There may be something in a packet that you completely overlooked, but no, all you can find is those dead, dry crackers that have been there for 12 months, and you really don't like the idea of opening those crackers, because quite frankly, it's just going to be painful. And you're not going to enjoy it at all. You're absolutely not going to want to have those crackers. You know when you open those crackers, they're just going to be dry, they're going to be horrible. It's not going to be a pleasant experience to open those crackers at all. You just don't want to do it. And then you go away, and you leave it, and you don't have a snack. And then, this time, about 2 minutes. It is literally about 2 minutes. You've already checked the cupboards. You've checked the cupboards a couple times now. You go back to the cupboards and you check the cupboards again in the vain hope that maybe something has materialized. Maybe just somehow something has magically materialized into the cupboard and is able to satisfy your snacking needs. And you realize that it's not there. And you made the fatal mistake of going shopping whilst not hungry. And you have no snacks. And it's a very depressing moment in life. But you realize there are no snacks anywhere, and then you see the packet of crackers that has been there for 12 months. It is dry and horrible. And you start to think, maybe they wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I could open those crackers, and maybe that I will actually be rewarded with a tasty cracker that is fresh and chewy and crispy. Not chewy, crispy. We want crunchy crackers. We don't want chewy crackers. And so you do it. You open the packet of crackers, and you take a bite, and it's kind of halfway between chewy and crispy. And in your snack-starved state, you think to yourself, it'll probably be alright. It'll be fine. We'll accept the cracker. We'll take it just as it is, and we will choke it down, and it'll be fine. And that is the story of the crackers and the and going shopping whilst hungry and going shopping whilst not hungry, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that I have taught you something here. I hope that you have learned a valuable lesson in life. If you go shopping when you're hungry, you will buy more snacks than you could know what to do with. If you go shopping when you're not hungry, you will regret for hours afterwards not buying snacks. It's just something that happens. It's just one of those things in life. So yes, here endeth the lesson. 53,000 litres. Right, I've kind of gotten lost now. We're supposed to be doing silage. We're not talking about snacks and takeaways. I don't actually like... What? What are you doing? Have you been sat here this whole time? I've noticed that it said 7030 Premium number 1 is in traffic. But this one here is just sat, doing nothing. Being a lemon. Why are you being a lemon? Do not be lemonish. Right, go. It's... Why is it... Oh, I know why it's going so slow. The hired help has decided to change it to really, really slow. And I'm not actually sure why. I genuinely have no idea why it's done that. And I also don't know why it didn't turn around properly and just carry on doing what it's supposed to do. You got standard hired help here. It's supposed to just go whizzing off across the field and do a wonderful job for me. Let's try it again. Go whizzing off across the field. You're right in the middle of field 15. There should be no issues with this whatsoever. Shouldn't be any problems. No issues, no problems. Should all be good. And missed. Right, well, 7030 Premium is no longer stuck in traffic, so I'm going to assume that that is a good thing. So we'll go back over here, and we need to check on our... I've gone the wrong way again, haven't I? I should have cycled through the other way. So there is our truck, ready and raring to go. I might actually... I'll go and get that trailer over there, and we'll take it over to that side of the field so that we can give it to the John Deere. And then we'll be able to swap over, and we'll be able to do a run really quickly. So this header here, we could probably just take that and get rid of it. I think. Maybe. Let's just bring this one back. We'll worry about that later. Let's bring this one back here. Get it lined up just right. There we go. And then we come over here, and we hitch it on. There we go. Beautiful. And we bring this one at this. That rear hitch is just wonderful. It makes all the difference. And the John Deere is full, so we can go and empty out another load. And as soon as we've done that... We do need to think about what we're going to use for leveling. I think we might go and take a look in shop at least to see what we can use for doing the leveling off. So we need to bring this one round, and I want to go up there. I don't want to drive on the crop if I can help it, so we're going to swing round there. There we go. Just enough room. Look at that. Beautiful. I can bring that one. I'll bring that one to there, and I will stop it right there. No, 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 no. You're not supposed to be unloading into me. You're supposed to just stop, right? Before you hurt yourself. If you had a brain, you'd be dangerous. You, lady up in there. If you had a brain, you'd be dangerous. Yes, you heard me right. I'm being very insulting to you today. Now, he stopped that one, and I'm going to back that one up a little bit so he's out the way. We'll go right to there, and then I'm going to jump out, and I'm going to leave the... We'll leave the dolly on because I think it's just going to be easier. Because we can do that with the truck now. We don't actually need to take the dolly off at all. We can just leave it on there, and we can do it like that. So I can bring this one back. And then while this one gets going, we can then go and unload the other one. There. I think that's in the right place. Put that one on. Excellent. It's absolutely perfect. So I'll bring this one round here. Now I'm going to start this myself. I'll go, no, I'm going to go there, and I'll just press B and start that one up. And then we ease round the corner. And like that. And I press H. And we're away. Right, that is doing an excellent job there. So we'll let that one go through, and then I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to grab this one, and we are going to just back up. And yes, we can back straight up. We don't need to do any shunting or going forwards or any nonsense like that. We can just go straight up to it and hitch in. There. Close enough. It's not spot on, but it's close enough. There we go. Look at that. Now, it does seem a little bit odd because that looks like the top of a ball hitch on that one, and we've got a... There's definitely not a ball hitch there. There's a pin. Drawbar and a pin. But it works, so we won't question it too much. We won't look too far into the details. Right, Helper F has completed their task. I shouldn't have anybody have completed any tasks at the moment. There should be no tasks completed. The Combine has still got... Oh, I know what it's done. It's come on up the field a bit. We do need to get something through here to clean some of these patches of wood chips off of this road. We'll have to do that. We might just sort of run over it with the cultivator and spread them out a little bit. That may be the easiest way to do it. And the more I think about this, you know, I said that I might do this with... How have you finished? how could you even possibly consider yourself to be even close to finish? You got half a field to go. I'm not really sure what it's doing there, but I suspect that somebody is about to lose their job. Well, looking at it, the angle of it, we might be alright for the next pass. It might actually do okay. So we'll bring this one back here. Why has that tractor stopped there? He's on 95%. He should be on course play. He should go. Oh, he's now gone. It was because the combine was in the way. Right, let me do that. He will start up and he will go. He should on his next... I missed one. It's one single solitary all there by itself. It should be alright the next time up. I'm hoping that it will actually go back on itself. Otherwise, it'll do that a couple of times. Now, I think I've gone the wrong way. I need to go this way. There we go. Look at that. I've learned. Frithgar has actually learned. He's taken on something. He's had an experience, and he's actually taken on board the lesson from it, and he's done it right the next time. I cycled through the machinery in the correct direction instead of going through absolutely everything that I own, which is actually getting quite a lot. We're doing fairly well here on this farm. Partly, I think, because we were sponsored, so a lot of this was given to us rather than having to earn it ourselves, which is always a good thing. That's never a bad thing, you know, when you get lots of pretty gifts. I don't mind that. And we just go over there, and away we go. Can we go out there? I don't really want to go out that way, because that is the kind of... I know that we don't actually have, like, a proper rail crossing built up, but it still seems like it would be a better idea to use that than to try and go over the rail in any other points. Those of you who live in South America, I know that there are at least a few people watching me from Paraguay, so I'm going to go on your knowledge here for how the rails and things work in your country. Can you just, is it like literally a specified point where you got to cross over, even though it's not like built up to a proper rail crossing that we would be used to going over a road? Or do you actually need to can you just like go anywhere? Can you literally just go and like go anywhere you want to cross over the road and it not actually make any difference? It's actually completely acceptable to drive across the rails anywhere you please. I know in some places in the world, certainly in this country, if you were to try and do something like that, there may be one or two people that got upset with you, namely everybody that has anything to do with maintaining and owning the railways. They'd probably get a little bit annoyed if you tried to do something like that. Although in this country, almost every single railway up and down the country is completely fenced off. You can only cross at set points. You wouldn't have a rail in the open country like that, where you could easily get across it. It's got fences all the way around them. All of them. Every single one of them. All up and down. Although there may be exceptions to that. As soon as I start saying everything, somebody will always come up with an exception. 7030, silo is full, continuing to the next silo. Do I have another silo? I don't think I have another silo. Let's go over to... Where's he going? Is he going to go off... It says that he's continuing to next silo. He is there. I don't have a next silo. You know what? I could actually start a new course and take him over to the train, couldn't I? And have it just unloading into the... I think we might try that. We might set out a new course, because if we look through here, we've got 200,000 litres of corn. 200,000. That's not actually very much. Maybe we should get some more. The transport, transport company. We're going to do this. We're going to actually do this. Right, I'm going to stop driver. Like that. And I'm going to go... Right, what is that? Clear current course. Like that. And we're going to go over this. I actually need to increase that. I want to increase the speed. Right, we're all the way up to 53k. I'm going to bring this one over here. And I'm going to start the course recording around about here. So it will go over to that train. So we'll start the course recording. Here we go. It's very, very easy, this one. Even I can do this. That's how simple this one is to do. Even Frithgar can cope with it. So I bring it over here. We'll just go. It doesn't really matter where we are in the field. We just need to be in the field. And we go whizzing up through here. All the way. And I'm hoping that it does actually recognize it as a proper unload point. But we go off to the edge of the field. And up to this point up here. And then it will go in around there. Like that. So we've got our own silo is now completely full. So I've got one course memorized on there. I will actually save this course so that it will use this one as well. And then we bring this all the way up through here. And I'm just going to go round the circuit on this one, and then we'll tip out. So we go round the circuit this way, and bring it through. And you don't actually need to do any tipping out. All you got to do is drive over the unload point like that. I've driven over the unload point. Just recognized it. You see that it came up. I'm actually physically pointing at the screen right now, just because, yeah, you can see me with this magical camera that's not recording. I'm an idiot. In the bottom right-hand corner, it came up with the bit where, you know, the tip symbol. It came up with it, so we know that it's there. So I can bring this one back over here. You know, I probably could have started the course recording a little bit further over this way. But so long as you get back into the field, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I think you just go here, like literally like that. There we go. And I stop there, and then I go stop the recording. And there is the course. So then I can go like this, and I can save the course. And if I click up there, I would go. I've called the other one Big Field, so I'll call this one. Why won't you do it? There we go, Big Field. Right, Big Field Train. Enter. Right, I have saved Big Field Train. It's all ready to go. So then I can go drive course. And now it's just saying no combine in reach. So eventually it's still no combine in reach. Drive behind combine. So what it'll do is it will now go and drive behind the combine, and it will empty out that combine, and then when it's full, it will go down to the bottom end of the field, and then it will empty out, and then it will come back up, and it will do everything it is supposed to do. It will all be tickety-boo, and it'll be wonderful, it'll be awesome. Okay, so that one's doing there. Now this one up here, we're still driving back to the field. We need to finish driving back to the field, and then we need to go and get the chaff. That one is at 76%, so we're not doing too bad on that one either. Our field is, it's just up here. We haven't got very far to go. I'm running out of time for today's episode. Bring this one in round here. That dolly is looking surprisingly clean. The wheels on it, the hubs on that are absolutely spotless compared to the rest of it. I think we need to do so. We need more mud. It doesn't feel right. I think that we need to be driving through some more mud. I don't know why. I just have this overwhelming urge to drive through lots of mud with it at the moment. Now, if I go that way... No. I've gone the wrong way. There we go, look at that. Frithgar's learning. And he's doing a wonderful job of it too. Right, it's starting to get a bit dull now. It does look like the sun is starting to go behind the clouds, and it's going to be cloudy for a little while. I may fast forward time, I think, just for while it's cloudy. I don't like it being cloudy. We may just jump forward. We'll do that at the beginning of next week, I think. We won't worry about it now. It's just because if I could turn weather effects off for the series, I would. Purely because the weather effects do actually make it... It just becomes dreary when you're doing the recording. When you're playing yourself, it's actually pretty good having the weather effects. You get the rain, you get other things you've got to cope with. When I'm trying to do a recording, it's a nuisance. It just gets in the way because you don't get as good a quality of picture. And it's not quite so... It's not quite so pleasant to watch when you're doing it in the cloud or the rain or anything. It just kind of makes it look a bit grey and dull. And it tends to make the actual... I personally find it tends to make the actual episode less interesting to watch. That's just me. We're on minus $40,000. That might have something to do with the fact that this bad boy right here is leased. And the John Deere Combine over there is leased as well. So, as we've got both of them leased together... right, he's just parked up and he's waiting for the moment. What's he saying? Waiting until field level is reached. Okay. And we go back through. Still going back through this one now. What are you? Oh, he's actually turning around properly this time. That's fine. Although he's very wide swing on it. I suppose he did have to come up a little bit on the other side in order to be able to reach the full wide swing. So we can forgive it. We can forgive that one. What? Where? What is with the craziness today? What is with the crazy turnings? I don't understand it. Is it because I'm using courseplay on the map? Is that why? Is that like really thrown you all and you're all decided that you're just going to be complete idiots when it comes to doing the turning on the headlands? It's not difficult. You come up, you turn round, you go back again. You don't need to go on an excursion around the countryside. I'm going to be firing people soon. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's definitely going to be happening. I'm going to be laying people off left, right, and centre, and I'm going to be saying, well, it's your own fault. You went the wrong way in the field. Ooh, that's at 100%. We need to go and switch this one over. And then I really have run out of time. Apologise if you'd like slightly longer episodes, but unfortunately, these things do occasionally have to happen. Let's just bring this one up here. We'll do the swap, and this field's actually nearly finished. We've done really well. I'm actually quite surprised at just how quick this has been. So I am actually thinking that if we could do all of it as silage, we could make a genuine, absolute mind-boggling fortune out of this place. Because we got those 3 little fields over there, and then when they're done, we could then go and do all of the beans as well. We will sell the corn, because otherwise we'll end up getting some horrid disaster that is going to force us to sell it all anyway, or lose it all, or something like that. So yes, we do want to sort of do something with the corn at a fairly reasonable rate, so that we don't end up losing the entire lot out of storage. Although some of it we might need to keep to give to the pigs when we decide to start them. And then once we've done all that, what else are we going to need to do? It would also be good if we could profit from the corn. But I mean, I said that I want to do the beans because beans is like a major crop for South America. So that's why I kind of want to do the beans rather than whole cropping them. I don't know. I'm confused. I tell you what, I'm gonna make everybody else decide rather than me having to make any decisions myself. And you know, like be any do like this whole adulting thing and being responsible and stuff like that. I'm going to bail. I'm going to completely bail out on that, and I'm going to make you all do it instead. So it's entirely down to you. It's entirely your decision and your fault if it's all wrong. If this is the wrong decision, it's your fault. Do we whole crop the beans, or do we go with the original plan of combining them? In the comment section today, you are the deciders. You will have the deciding vote. I will be reading those comments, and they will be the ones that decide it. So if you want me to do one or the other quite strongly, then make sure you say so, because this is your one and only chance to influence this. If you choose not to take me up on my offer and try to influence it, you may end up having me, Frithgar, trying to make a responsible decision of some kind, and I'm not sure that that is going to end well. It doesn't normally. So this is why I ask you questions at the beginning of the week. Every week I ask you a question, because then it's your fault, not mine. And yeah, then I don't have to do this whole adulting thing. I've heard people talking about being adults, and I've got to say, it doesn't sound like a lot of fun. It sounds like you've got to be responsible, you've got to be sensible, you've got to think carefully about your consequences of your actions and other such nonsense, and quite frankly, it doesn't entertain me at all. So I'm going to continue being the irresponsible one, I'm going to continue being childish, and I'm going to let you all make the decisions. It's a much easier way. It's actually a cop-out for me, but I don't mind that. So my question for this week, I've shown you the tractors, I've shown you them several times now through this week. If you've forgotten what they are, then go back to the beginning of this episode or rewatch some of the other ones. If you haven't seen the other ones from this week, go and watch those. I strongly encourage you to go and watch my other episodes from this week, and then you'll find the full explanations for all of the tractors. We've got the Challenger Viper, we've got the Challenger Python, or we have got the Big Bud 450, which is the small Big Bud. So the medium, a small big, technically that would be medium, sort of, wouldn't it? We've got the medium Bud. So you got the medium Bud, the Challenger Python, or the Challenger Viper. It is your vote, it is your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. I'm going in this side because I'm curious if I can actually climb across all of this using my truck and tip out at the same time. Can I get this to tip out without tipping that trailer over? It does seem to overbalance a little bit. I don't know. This seems a little bit precarious. Trying to ask it to do this does seem to be a little bit much. No, it did it. It did actually tip it all out. It's questionable whether that is the best way to do this, really. Look at that. That is terrible. However, that does make a good picture. Yes, I think it does. We'll go with that. It's an unusual picture. It's slightly different, so we'll go with that one today. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.